I'm over here with the trainer of the century, Freddy Roach. Freddy, 3-time trainer of the year. I think he got the 4th one wrapped up. I gotta tell you something. That was the most brilliant job of training I've ever seen with a fighter. In the gym, you were closed right from the beginning, from 12 to 4.
Yeah.
Have you ever been that dedicated to a project?
No, never. Just
Okay.
the first time we really broke down. I mean, one guy wouldn't leave, so I threw him out, and I'm being sued now. So
Really?
he said, you know.
Well,
so some fan, you know, he wouldn't leave, so I just said, point him through the door, and walked him to it. But he says I punched him now.
wow.
So
Oh, you're kidding.
he went out in the parking lot and laid down.
Oh, man. A member of the gym?
No, I'm a fan of Pacquiao's.
Holy cow. Man, well.
But that's the way it goes.
One thing that impressed me about this fight was you were focused from day one to the last punch was thrown. How difficult is that to do?
For this big a fight, it wasn't that difficult because it was like I knew this is the biggest fight of my life. You know, I opened my mouth. I wanted this fight to happen. I can't pull the trigger. I talked to her about Oscar. I said we're gonna exploit him and expose him a little bit. And so I opened my mouth. So a loss would have been devastating, of course. You know,
Okay.
but so it was a must-win situation in my mind. And you know, I knew my guy could win the fight for sure. But I didn't know he would win every round.
That was a masterpiece. That was a masterpiece.
Yeah,
The most satisfying job you've done?
Without a doubt.
Okay.
It was, yeah, something I'm still kind of like, don't know if it's real still.
Wow.
You know, I was driving home and I said, did we just really do that? Yeah. So I said, am I dreaming or what? But it was just like, because a lot of people told me that we're going to get killed. And I said, no, we're not going to get killed. Probably not, because when I first heard it, I thought it was I thought it was kind of a joke and too big, and then I started thinking about when Calderon gave him a little bit of a spanking in the gym, and how he doesn't like southpaws and speed and so forth, and how he doesn't really know how to cut the ring off and follows people. I think that had a lot to do with me taking the fight. I knew Oscar well because I trained him.
Okay.
So I know his mistakes. You know, he doesn't know how to cut the ring off. He follows you. You know.
Okay.
And I said, man, once he starts following you, start walking him into the left hand all night long.
Okay.
And Oscar fell for it every time.
How much did you training De La Hoya before impact that?
I would have never known that unless if I didn't train him. So it was a big part. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Oscar said, you know, I only trained for 8 weeks. I didn't learn that much, but I learned enough.
Okay.
When I was teaching Oscar how to cut the ring off, because I was amazed that, you know, I told him to cut the ring, stop following me and cut the ring off. He says, what are you talking about? I said, cut the, you know, he's had some great trainers. I said, cut the ring off. He says, Freddie, I don't know what you're talking about. So I had to teach him how to cut the ring off. So
that's amazing.
Amazing. But so the first 5 rounds in the Mayweather fight, he was cutting the ring off, and Mayweather was in front of him when he cut the ring off, so the jab was working. But then when he started following him, getting into his old habits, he was behind him. So Mayweather was 1 step ahead of him, and the jab kept missing. So that was the key to the Pacquiao strategy also, is that somewhere in the fight, he'll lose focus, which he does, and he'll start following you, man. And it happened much quicker than I thought it would.
Were you surprised it was that one-sided?
Yeah, you know, I thought the first 4 rounds would be a little more competitive, but you know what? When he hit Oscar that first left hand, and Oscar he says, "What the hell am I?"
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I told Manny, I said, "Let him know it's for real right away, Manny."
Yeah.
I think we actually won the fight right at that moment. I had a big argument with Schaefer at the rules meeting over the hand wrapping rules and so forth, and so I just wanted to, I'm on my guy's side. The thing is, he said, well, how come you didn't say nothing when we wrapped that way when we fought Mayweather? I said, well, I was on your side at the time. He said, well, you're part of a criminal act then. I said, well, you are too. I said, but it's only criminal if the other camp says something about it. And Mayweather didn't complain, but I thought they had made some, the tape they used, the type of tape they used, and what they do with it was illegal, and because I had the rules, white porous tape, it says, and they used brown strapping tape, and so I had a legit argument, but my argument more than the rules though was to get under their skin.
Okay.
And just keep.
It seems to have worked.
It seems to have worked.
Okay. Was there animosity between you and De La Hoya? Or I know it seems like there was some animosity with the trainer, Nacho.
Well, Nacho, I call him an asshole on TV because, one time someone asked me to take a picture with him, and I put my arm on his shoulder, and he said, "What, do you want to blow me?" In Spanish, and then I found out what he said. I mean, you don't say that to another man.
Right.
I mean, I don't even know this guy.
Yeah.
So it's disrespectful. But he did apologize to me 2 days before the fight, so
Okay.
I do accept that. And with Oscar, when he said that, he lost the Mayweather fight because I gave him the wrong strategy, that pissed me off.
Okay.
And that really was my.
Okay.
That really made me. I said, well, you can blame me for this one too, Oscar.
Does it give you more incentive when there's some type of personal thing like that?
I try not to let that get to me, but it's my nature, it does. So,
The Irish guys.
So when someone strikes me, I'll strike back.
What did he say after the fight?
I went up to him and he said, no hard feelings. I said, no, you okay, Oscar? He says, yeah, I just don't have it anymore. So with that statement, hopefully he'll retire because, I've been hearing rumors that he doesn't want to go out like that. I said, you take a beating like that at this stage of your life, it usually not going to get better. And the thing is, people ask me if I'll train Oscar for a fight with maybe Chavez Jr. or something like this. I said, no. I said, I want Oscar to quit. He doesn't need to fight.
Yeah.
He's got a great business. He's got a great family.
Yeah.
He's a smart, intelligent guy. He's got money. He doesn't need to put his life on the line anymore.
Okay.
I don't think he can beat Chavez Jr. I think he can beat Ricky Hatton.
Yeah.
I think he can beat a lot of he can beat a lot of guys. I agree with you 100% there.
Okay.
But does he need to do it?
Okay.
Maybe not. I mean, but can he beat those guys? I do think he can. I think the Pacquiao style beats him every time.
How different is it training a guy like Pacquiao, who's almost like your kid, and being a hired gun like with De La Hoya?
It's so much more fun to train Pacquiao because I mean, we have a good rapport together. We got history together. I mean, and I know what makes him tick, and he knows what makes me tick. The thing is, I mean, he won that fight as much for me as for him. Okay. Because we have that kind of respect for each other. And the thing is, he says, I'm going to win you this fight so you win Trainer of the Year again. So
wow.
He told me that before the fight. So, I mean, usually he'll win Fight of the Year, and usually with that, it comes Trainer of the Year. They usually go together. So.